Before we begin today's video, I'd like to give a shout out to one of our newest subscribers, Iron Fine. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to the family. And now on with today's video. Greetings, my dear viewers. It is I, Greyhawk, and welcome back to Dungeons & Dragons Character Conversion. We take a look at a character from across media and bring them into Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition as a playable character. And today we are taking a look at Prince Melf, Brightflame, from Dungeons & Dragons Greyhawk setting. Now, you might be wondering right off the bat why we have a stat block for a guy named Perle in a video about Melf. Well, that is because Perle is Melf. It is just a different name that he used during his adventures, or at least a couple of his adventures. And this stat block actually came from one of those said adventures. The Dungeons & Dragons adventure, The Shady Dragon Inn. And this isn't the first time that a character from Dungeons & Dragons past was sort of, I guess, retconned to be just a nickname for a mainstay character, as we see with Charmaine, which in Quest of the Heartstone had an illustration that was similar to Skyla. So, after the Quest of the Heartstone, Skyla and Charmaine became the same person, with Charmaine only being a alter ego that Skyla used, as we see in The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So yeah, the title I gave for Skyla in that original character conversion video was not exaggerated when I said she was a double agent. I guess technically she was a triple agent, working for mostly the League of Malevolence, but also having a hand in Valor's Call, secretly, but also with the 3 hags that trapped Tasha. So yeah, a lot of crazy lore things going on in the olden days of Dungeons & Dragons. So, we need to talk about Melf. Yes, that Melf. The inventor of the spell Melf's Acid Arrow and Melf's Minute Meteors. Starting things off with the point buy system, we are going to be giving Melf a strength and intelligence of 13, a dexterity and charisma of 12, constitution of 14, and wisdom of 10. Don't worry, these will be getting an upgrade later. According to Greyhawk setting, Melf is known as a Grey Elf, which, under the rules of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, is a classification of High Elf. So we will be using the High Elf statistics for Melf's race, which will give us an increase to our dexterity by 2 points and intelligence by 1 point. We will also be getting a size of medium, a speed of 30 feet, dark vision of 60 feet, Fey Ancestry, Trance, a wizard cantrip, which I forgot to put in for some reason. We'll say Shocking Grasp. For your proficiencies, we'll get access to Perception, weapon proficiencies in the longsword, short sword, longbow, and short bow. For languages, we are going with Common, Elven, and Dwarvish. For our background, Melf is classified as a prince, so we're going with the noble background, giving us proficiency in the history and persuasion skills, one gaming set of choice, and the language of ogre. Yes, Melf has access to the language of ogre in his original AD&D stat block. We also get the feat of position of privilege. Our starting class is going to be a wizard, giving us a hit die of 1d6, starting hit points of 6 plus our constitution modifier, and additional hit points equal to 1d6 plus our constitution modifier per wizard level after the first. For proficiencies, we currently have proficiencies in daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows, saving throws in intelligence and wisdom, and 2 skills, arcana and investigation. Our spell casting uses our intelligence modifier, and we have access to a spell book. We also have access to arcane recovery. At second level, we are going with an arcane tradition, and since Melf was in charge of an army of knights known as the Knights of Luna, and was fighting alongside Prince Olenstad Korond of Ulik during the Greyhawk Wars, we are going with the arcane tradition of war magic, giving us access to arcane deflection and tactical wit. If you're not a fan of war magic, that's fine. I would recommend going with blade singing, since that is originally an elf-made wizard tradition. But war magic does seem to fit Melf a lot better. Moving on to wizard level 4, go ahead and increase your strength and constitution each by 1. And now we are going to go ahead and quickly multi-class into our second class, Fighter. Yes, Melf is classified as a Wizard Fighter multi-class. This will give us a D10 hit dice, with extra hit points equal to 1d10 plus our Constitution modifier per fighter level. We get proficiencies in light armor, medium armor, shields, as well as all simple and martial weapons. For our fighting style, I thought it would be fitting to go with Tunnel Fighter, the Unearthed Arcana fighting style. As a bonus action, you can enter a defensive stance that lasts until the start of your next turn. While in your defensive stance, you can make opportunity attacks without using your reaction. And you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 feet while within your reach. I thought this was very fitting for the Prince of Greyhawk. If you do not like this fighting style, I would also recommend archery or thrown weapon fighting. But we are going with Tunnel Fighter as it's one of my favorite fighting styles. And it fits Prince Brightflame almost perfectly. And we will be getting use out of this in later levels. We also get access to the feature Second Wind. At level 2 Fighter, we get access to Action Surge. Level 6 Wizards get access to Power Surge. At level 3 Fighter, we get a Martial Archetype. And if you guessed we were going with the Martial Archetype of the Arcane Archer, congratulations! The Arcane Archer gives us access to Arcane Archer lore, giving us access to the skill proficiency of nature and a cantrip. We're going with Druidcraft. For our Arcane Shot, we are going with Seeking Arrow and Shadow Arrow. The reason why I picked Arcane Archer is because it was made by elves. So, obviously, Melf, who created the spells of Acid Arrow, Unicorn Arrow, and Minute Meteor, would benefit from an archery-based martial archetype. Which is why one of the alternative fighting styles that I picked for Prince Brightflame was archery. Moving on to level 8 Wizard, go ahead and increase your intelligence by 2 points. At level 4 fighter, go ahead and increase your charisma by 2 points. For level 5 fighter, we get access to extra attack. Level 6 fighter would get access to an ability score improvement, but I decided to go with a feat. Go ahead and increase your dexterity by 1 thanks to elven accuracy. And whenever you have advantage on an attack roll using dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, you can re-roll 1 of those dice once. So pretty useful, especially if we get access to certain abilities that would give us advantage. Alternatively, you could go with the Pole Arm Master to increase your use out of the spear that Melf has access to, a magical spear. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to level 7 fighter, giving us access to another arcane shot, piercing arrow. We also get access to magic arrow and curving shot. Level 8 fighters get access to another ability score improvement. Go ahead and round off your dexterity and constitution, making them 16 and 18 respectively. Moving on to level 10 wizard, go ahead and get durable magic. Level 9 fighters get access to Indomitable, and level 10 fighters get access to another arcane shot. We're going with Bursting Arrow. And that is the end of this build, but not the end of the video. We have spells. Now, according to Melf's stat block, he has access to the spell Cloud Kill, a 5th level spell, which is why we needed to get access to 10 levels of Wizard. We could have gone with just 9, but I decided to go with 10 instead to round things off nicely. So for our cantrips, we're going with Firebolt, Light, Mending, Prestidigitation, and Toll the Dead. Your first level spells in your spellbook will be Charm Person, Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic, Feather Fall, Frost Fingers, Ice Knife, Magic Missile, and Shield. Second level spells will be Agonizer's Scorcher, Arcane Lock, Invisibility, See Invisibility, and Acid Arrow, one of the spells that he himself invented. Speaking of invented spells, we have another one at 3rd level. Dispel Magic, Fireball, Fly, Hold Person, Lightning Bolt, and the Minute Meteor that he himself invented. 4th level spells, Banishment, Charm Monster, Confusion, and Wall of Fire. And finally, our 5th level spells of Cloud Kill and Hold Monster. Most of these spells were already listed in that 5th edition character sheet from the Shady Dragon Inn. So it's quite easy to find spells. The rest of the spells are mostly just filler, so you could switch those out with whatever spell you wish. But with that being said, that is all for today's video. It's been quite a while since I can get 2 videos in the same week. What did you think of Prince Brightflame? Let me know in the comment section down below. And until next time, this has been Greyhawk, and I am offline.